Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. A funny thing happened. Not funny at all to me. I guess I must have sold all my Christmas scraps, other than like a handful, and they're not even like Christmas prints, they're just more like Christmas colors. I've been selling 2-pound bags of scraps for only $15 shipped. You don't even pay shipping on top of that. It's scraps that I bought maybe over a year ago. One of my wholesale suppliers said, you know, we have a lot of bags of scraps, and the scraps themselves were dirt cheap. And I said, I'll take, I think it was 20 bags, not even knowing the size of the bags. Well, those bags filled 2 big boxes and cost me a small fortune in shipping charges, which I wasn't thinking. I just wasn't thinking. I was placing an order, and I thought, oh, that'll just come along with the order. But it was yeah. And the scraps were like not my favorite. There was tons of repeats. And then I thought, look, let's just get rid of these scraps. So I spent a whole lot of time just sorting those, and there was quite a few Christmas ones. I can't remember if I sold 2 or 3 bags of Christmas ones, but I was sure that I had more. I don't understand, but I don't. I was going to be doing a Christmas quilt block of the month because I wanted a way to use up the Christmas prints, and I'm very, very sad because I was looking forward to doing the Christmas prints. So here's what I've decided. I know I had told you guys if you didn't want to do a Christmas quilt, you could have just used any fabric you want. So now I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to say, I'm going to just do a quilt block of the month. And if you want it to be Christmassy, then you're just going to use Christmas prints or colors or whatever. The other option is that I still want to start something now because I can't wait until I place an order and get fabric. I feel like I might drop the ball if I do that. So I want to start the quilt block of the month at the beginning of January, like I said. Not sure it's going to be on the 1st because today is Friday, the 1st is Monday, and I'm going out this weekend. So I don't know, but it will be coming out at the beginning of the month. It's going to be a regular quilt block, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But then maybe I will place an order for some Christmas fabrics. Maybe I'll do that. And then maybe I could start a little later, even a little later in the year. I mean, I could start in July and do like 2 blocks for each video. Christmas in July, start it in July, still wrap it all up, you know, like maybe at the beginning of November. So everybody has a chance to really finish up and have it as a gift. So how about we think of still doing something like that, especially if I enjoy the block of the month kind of thing that I'm attempting. So I just was really shocked, and I literally looked everywhere that I could possibly have fabric. But I know I didn't like hide it somewhere. It's not like I went and put it in the back of a closet or something. I've been using all this, so I just ended up selling all those bags of scraps, which is really, really nice. I mean, I lost money on the whole thing, but I don't care. They're out of my life now, and I can forget that I ever did that stupid move. I do still do scrappy things, but what I like to do is make scrap packs, but I buy fabric specifically for them. And what's nice for me is like if I get like a bunch of fat quarters and all different prints, I can just quickly cut those, like fold and cut on the fold in half and cut on the fold. So I call them scrap packs because they're scrappy cuts. I'm not doing anything with a ruler and measuring and, you know, making sure that I'm cutting perfect squares or whatever. And I sell those as scrap packs because it gives you a nice variety of prints, you know, and some of them are different sizes. And when I do that, I go by weight, but others are different cuts, but all similar. Like I might have this scrap pack might be all mostly like 6 by 4 inches or whatever. And when I do that, I figure out a formula by per square inch, just so it's always fair. The price is either by square inch if it's, you know, pretty much all the same size, or if there's all different size squares, I go by weight. So it's fun. I like that because it's easy cutting for me, and I just love putting this stuff together. Okay, so still aiming to do a crocheted block mid-month. I have a visitor. Okay, come on. Just wants attention for a little bit. Because it's not like he gets attention all day. I'm going to be doing, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm still planning on doing a crochet block of the month, mid-month, every month. And I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. He wants to get down now. And for the quilt block of the month, again, at the beginning of the month, and somebody asked me, are you going to give us a supply list? Yes. For the quilt block of the month, you need fabric and a way to sew. And for the crochet block of the month, you're going to need yarn and a crochet hook. Some scissors. Comes in handy for both of those. I can't tell you more than that because I don't have anything planned. I'm going to be doing this as I go, right? So everything I do, though, is usually scrappy style. So if you run out of something, you can just go get some other print fabric or another color of yarn and just use that, right? Okay, but let's talk about, I hate to even say things because I might change my mind, and I have that right. I'm telling you in advance, I'm winging this. I have no clue what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll do a quilt block of the month that each block is very, very different, almost like a sampler quilt. Or maybe each block will be kind of the same. I don't know. I know they're going to be big because I only want to make 12, and I want it to make, you know, at least a nice, like, not, you know, a little bit bigger than a lap quilt, but just maybe more the size of a twin size bed, like maybe to cover the top of a twin size bed. You know, I don't want it to be just a tiny little thing. So I'm thinking of blocks that are going to be at least 12 inches square, or they might be rectangular, I don't know. But if there's going to be ragging involved, maybe even a little bit bigger because, you know, sewing and doing all that snipping, that it's a bigger seam allowance. So I don't know. But here's something that I've been wanting to try for a very long time. And it's long stitch hand quilting. The reason I haven't done it is because, like, if I do a pet bed or something, I don't really care for anything that's like loose enough, or a place where a dog especially can get a nail caught in there, or a cat too. And when I'm talking about long stitch quilting, I'm talking about long, like maybe even, I don't know, anywhere between ½ an inch and an inch long. I've seen people do an inch long. I just think it looks really, really cool. So I've never done it on a pet bed, and I never wanted to do it like when I make something bigger, because I just, by the time I'm done that project, I want to be done, and I don't feel like doing all that quilting. But if we're doing a block per month, we could hand quilt those blocks each time, even if it means that the block of the month might have to be a 2-part video, which I would have pre-recorded so that I would know I'd have part 1 and then part 2 would already be ready. But I'd like to do it in one shot. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud now, you guys. And I know it bugs you, some of you, a very few of you. It bugs a few of you that I don't know what I want to do. You don't like that about me. You want me to just figure it out and tell you what we're doing. But like I explained in my previous video, I think it was the previous video, that's the whole thing that I want to show you guys, is it's okay to not know what you're doing and to just start. And you're going to end up with something, because I'm not going to let you quit. You're not going to let me quit, right? I think the long stitch quilting would be cool, but you wouldn't have to do it. You could still, like if we're doing something like, you know, quilt as you go, so that there's a sandwich, each square has the batting. Don't have to have batting if you don't want to. Could have flannel in the middle, or just cotton and flannel on the back. It's whatever you want. But the long stitch quilting, big stitch quilting, I think that would be cool. And it can make something ordinary look extraordinary. Like, even if you just had 3 stripes, vertical, horizontal, whatever, a pink, a yellow, a blue, whatever. You can use different color threads and do different stitches, or one stitch but different orientation. Like, one could be vertical stitches, the other one could be horizontal stitches, and then the other one vertical again. I think that would be such a cool quilt block of the month, because it would be not just about the actual quilt blocks, but about the stitching. And you could do on your machine, if you want to quilt, maybe you could do a fancy stitch, like if you have different stitches, you could do something like that. You know, I just think it will be cool if somebody knows how to do embroidery. I used to embroider. I loved doing embroidery. I won't be doing that for this because I don't want it to take too long. But some of you could, while you're doing some big stitches, you could maybe do a little bit of embroidery. Huh? I kind of like the idea. Don't hold me to it, because I could do one and say, I fucking hated this process, you know? I don't know. But again, let's say we did one like that. We could put that aside, and it could turn into a sampler quilt where every block is unique. But I think I'm gonna like the quilting, the hand quilting. And I used to have a huge embroidery hoops, which I don't have. That would probably come in handy. But I still think just, you know, a square like 12 by 12 or whatever, I don't think it'll be too hard to do. And we could find a way to just stabilize the sandwich, or maybe I won't use batting. Maybe I'll get some flannel and just do quilt cotton on one side and flannel on the other. And they could still be joined as ragged. I just think this is all sounding cool. So I'm almost a little bit more excited. I mean, I was really excited about the Christmas quilt blocks because I wanted to do like wonky tree, like a Christmas cat. So I really think that we should still do that, but we'll do it a little bit later. Let me start with this, and we'll get that going. And so yeah, all you need is fabric, and most of you have scraps. I don't know. It's not going to be like totally scrappy. It'll be like, it's not going to be like, I'm just going to tell you like, stick these 3 things together and cut this out. I will be giving you sizes for whatever pieces I'm putting together. And then we can do the hand quilting if we all want to. I hope that I want to do that. And with that said, now we would need some kind of thread. And of course, when I mention something, people like to say, oh no, you can't use that. It'll bunch up, it'll do this, it'll do that. I like embroidery thread. I might use embroidery thread simply because some told me not to, because that makes me want to do it. All I know is, and I don't care, and I don't care what you get. This is all for practice, right? All for practice. And so what if it like shrinks and makes things bunched up a little bit? That can be super cool, right? Be nice and cuddly that way. Do look for some thick thread, and you might want colors. Embroidery thread, I don't know if people did that, but we used to split it, like to do embroidery. Like, I don't know if it's 6 strands. I think we used to split it down to 3. But, you know, I don't want just all little short things. It's hard to split long things. So I'm going to look for some thicker thread. And I'm sure I have some from my grandmother, who once worked in a dress shop, and they were making dresses with sewing and stuff. And she still has old thread, and that thread is as strong, I think even stronger. That thread was really good back then. Look for some colorful thread. You could even just use sewing thread that you use with your sewing machine. You know, if you put a strand of thread through a needle, then that would be double. Or you could put 2 strands through. It would be 4, you know, 2 on each side to be thicker. Gather your scraps. Look for some kind of thread if you're interested at all in doing the big stitch hand quilting. You can try it for the first time with me. I will not be trying it until you see me trying it on the video. Now, I may practice on something first, but I'm not going to do it until I'm with you guys, okay? I don't know. You maybe just shop around for some fabric, cheap fabric, or I might come up, yeah, I could do that too. I could come up with some packs of fabric, but you know, it would be cheaper for you to just go to your favorite fabric store and buy like quarter yards of things. You don't need like whole yards of things. Just get yourself some colorful fabric. Think of, you know, what you'd like, and you don't have to buy it all at once. You can go block by block. You can wait and see what I make for a block and then go out. Maybe you have enough scraps for that block, or maybe you'll say, okay, I'd like that to be pink, blue, red, whatever, you know. And then you go out and just buy some quarter yards, you know, all right? Okay, I hope this all made sense, but I am excited still. I was really upset, though, about not having the Christmas fabric. I mean, I was glad that it's out of my apartment, but I was sad, and I actually had to go lay down for a little while, and I was just so stressed out over it. And I thought, I'll put in an order, and I was like, no, I just don't know. I couldn't imagine ordering Christmas fabric when I have a lot of fabric here. So I said, just going to do, you know, something with regular fabric, and we'll make it fun. But then if I really like it, I have no problem looking at a couple of my wholesalers for some clearance Christmas fabric and putting some stuff together that you guys might want to have, because not everybody has Christmas fabric on hand. So that I would definitely try to have a packet for you guys. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.